The Dickinson County Sheriff's Office says someone from Johnston drowned in East Lake Okoboji yesterday. Okoboji police say just after 5:30 p.m. yesterday, a person walking the docks at Edgewater Plaza reported finding a person in the water. The victim was identified by the county medical examiner as 76-year-old Marcia Bax of Johnston. The investigation is ongoing, but the Sheriff's Office says no foul play is suspected. 2 men in South Dakota have been charged in an Iowa district court after the death of a missing 14-year-old girl. One of the accused men is a family member. 14-year-old McKenna Wendell of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, went missing on March 13th. 6 days later, she was found dead in a creek 60 miles away. The indictment says she died from a cocaine overdose. One of the men indicted is Wendell's uncle, Mark Milk. The other man is 38-year-old John Rogness. Milk has been on parole since 2024 after serving 34 years in a South Dakota prison for killing a man in 1993. He was originally sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, but his sentence was commuted by former South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. Though this was in Sioux Falls, the charges in the indictment all happened within the Northern District of Iowa. Milk and Rogness are expected to appear before a judge at the Sioux City Federal Courthouse. A date has not yet been set. Today, we're honoring Juneteenth, the day that marked the end of slavery in the U.S., deriving its name from combining June and 19th. It commemorates the day in 1865 when slaves in Texas were emancipated. The colors represent those of the American flag. Juneteenth was designated a federal holiday in 2021 and is considered the longest-running African-American holiday. It's also known as Freedom Day. And across central Iowa, people are celebrating in various ways. A group of Black women met for lunch this afternoon to ponder the day's meaning. Local 5's J.D. Snover has the story.
With a powerful message.
Today's message is simple and direct. You are enough.
And words both old
and woman, what did I see to be except myself?
And new.
Stop shrinking to fit spaces God called you to influence. Stop apologizing for your leadership. Stop dimming your intelligence. Stop hiding your gifts.
Iowans came together through the group Black Women for Healthy Living.
We know the health disparities that impact Black women exacerbate our communities.
To honor Juneteenth.
It's the second Independence Day.
The nation's youngest federal holiday marks the day the final enslaved people were freed in Texas.
Nobody is free until everybody is free.
Participants shared a meal and reflected on what freedom means today.
We define freedom as the ability to make choices to live authentically as me/us, but also having the responsibility to leave this place better than how we found it.
And organizers say that starts with self-worth.
Women, let's walk forward, stop doubting, start building, start serving, start leading. You're not waiting to become enough. You are already enough.
Because while freedom today may look different than it did in 1865, they say there is still a lot of work to do. In Des Moines, I'm J.D. Snover, Local 5 News.
And last night, another organization met for an early celebration at the State Historical Building. It was an evening with the Iowa Juneteenth organization to honor the winners of its high school essay contest, recognize community leaders, and have an open forum to talk about the holiday.
We celebrate that ending of the practice of slavery here in the United States, but we also are celebrating freedom, the fact that people found out that they were free. That's the most important part about this celebration.
In this room we have...
Tomorrow, Iowa Juneteenth is holding its Neighbors' Day celebration at West Gateway Park. There will be live entertainment, food and shopping, and opportunities to celebrate the history of Juneteenth here in Iowa. The Barack Obama Presidential Center is officially open. The opening has led some Iowans to reflect on the president's impact here in Iowa. Local 5's Brandon Wynn spoke with some Iowans who were involved in the 2008 presidential campaign on what they see as the president's legacy. Brandon.
Stephanie, yeah, the last time a presidential library opened was in 2013 for President George W. Bush. But for President Obama, many feel he couldn't have come this far without the Hawkeye State.
It's so funny the way Iowa is viewed in the Obama world. We say the sun is always rising in Iowa.
Jason Green was one of the president's staff for his 2008 election, and that was a campaign that was won in part through an incredible upset win in the 2008 Iowa Democratic Caucus.
Years from now, you'll look back and you'll say that this was the moment. This was the place where America remembered what it means to hope.
Local 5 wasn't the only ones there that historic day.
To win Iowa makes people sort of turn their heads and say, okay, if I didn't know anything about this person before, he's passed the first test.
Larry Baker campaigned for Obama all the way back in 2008, and he shared why Iowa has been the difference maker in so many campaigns.
Iowa does what it used to do very good, which is legitimize a serious candidate.
Former Iowa Representative Dave Loebsack believes that the first-in-the-nation Democratic caucus gave momentum to the Obama campaign.
No one thought he was going to win. I wasn't sure whether he would, but we carried him through that caucus.
That first-in-the-nation caucus status has been reconsidered lately due to issues with the 2020 Democratic caucus. But as for President Obama, there's no separating Iowa from his legacy.
So I really like to think that Iowa got him started along the journey and really helped in no small measure to elect him president.
And the president's library is in his hometown of Chicago and includes 19 acres with a museum and park also on the property. Stephanie?
Brandon, thank you. A new program is keeping moms and their babies together during a critical time in both of their lives. Last week, House of Mercy received a referral for a pregnant woman whose newborn would have been placed in protective custody if she didn't get into a treatment program. Staff worked to get the mother moved in. She had her baby the next day, and she was back in treatment with her newborn within a few days. This is just one of the success stories from a new partnership between House of Mercy and Safe Babies Court. It's providing mothers access immediate residential substance use disorder treatment while remaining with their infants. It helps keep babies out of the legal system. It frees up mom to focus on recovery and offers time for the mother to bond with her baby.
We've been doing this work for a really long time, and for whatever reason, we just haven't had a great systems in place that reduce the barriers for individuals getting into treatment right away. And so with this new collaboration, we're able to admit mothers and babies right away, and they don't have to be separated. They don't have to have delays in getting into treatment. And we should have been doing this a long time ago.
House of Mercy's mission is to help women and children heal from addiction, breaking down stigmas against women who may be using and are afraid to get help. And you don't have to be a part of the Safe Babies program to take advantage of this new partnership. Tonight, the Ankeny Fire Department has partnered with the Ankeny Girls Softball Association to install a second outdoor automated external defibrillator at the Prairie Ridge Sports Complex. The newly installed AED was funded by the Softball Association and is on the concession stand, joining one already available at the baseball complex. The American Red Cross says EMS treats more than 350,000 cardiac arrests outside of a hospital every year. And survival rates improve when bystanders immediately start CPR or use an AED before first responders arrive. New at 6, another barn on the Iowa State Fairgrounds is getting some major renovations. It is the biggest project in State Fair history. The swine barn is in the middle of a 3-year, $19.5 million renovation. The State Fair says this is the first time the barn has undergone major improvements since 1942. Phase 1 started after the 2025 fair ended and is set to be done before this year's State Fair kicks off in less than 2 months. Phase 2 will start after the 2026 fair and is set to be done before the 2028 fair. And it's the third barn remodel in the last few years, with the sheep and horse barns being redone in 2024 and 2026. A lot happening at the fairgrounds.